Welcome to Rise and Shine Daily Business Tech Boost with me, Charly Latham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and break them down into bite-sized tips you can use right away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Latham. Episode number 432, and I'm going to continue along with my Microsoft 365 hints and tips. A couple of things that have come up, and I did get a question on one of my videos, so I'm going to answer it. What has these videos got to do with WordPress? Well, yes, I know my channel says that it did say I was an online business implementation or online business manager and a WordPress expert. I am all of those things. My aim with this podcast, if anyone has been watching for any length of time, will know that I aim to make tech easy for business owners, to demystify, to give you some control back so that when you're looking for things or someone says to you, we've got to do this, you can actually sit down and say, doesn't sound right. I think we need to look here, or at least understand the information that you're being given from a technical perspective to be able to make informed decisions. So I don't just do WordPress. I do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things to help businesses become more technically literate. All right. So that's why not all my videos are about WordPress. If it's all about WordPress, it would get pretty damn boring pretty quickly. M365 and Google Workspace are the things at the moment that I'm working through, because I'm getting a lot of questions on those things from my clients, from people who know me, from people who are asking for help. So today we're going to talk about forwarding emails from your M365 account. There is a rule that you can set that says when you get a email in, whether you get all emails in or whether you get an email in that meets this criteria, forward it on to a new email address, a different email address. You can do that internally, so forward it to someone within the team, or you can forward it to an external address. I would suggest that one of the best applications of doing that is when you want to use Xero's email a bill functionality, and you can say, okay, if this meets this criteria, if it's got invoice in the subject, if it's got this in the text, this is an invoice, we need to forward it into Xero so Xero can automatically add it as a draft and we can just go and authorize it rather than having to manually enter all the data. I have been having trouble with Microsoft 365 actually getting that to work. I did everything that I thought I should do. I followed all of the instructions. I went in, I said forward an email, set everything up, and it wasn't forwarding. And I know I've got one other client who's got this problem, which I'm going to go and fix for them shortly, I hope. And I have worked out why. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is go into my Microsoft 365 admin account. I'm going to walk through the settings that you need to actually do and explain why you need to change some of these settings. So let's go have a look. This is my Microsoft 365 account. It's my admin portal, admin.microsoft.com. As you should be familiar with now, this is one of the accounts that I administer. I do hide personal information and private information, so there'll be a lot of things blurred out as we go through this video. I try to keep the things that are important unblurred so you can see them. This is my Microsoft 365 admin account, and this is my online Outlook account. So I've got the two windows open. What I'm going to do is show you how to set up the forwarding rule in your Outlook account, and then I'm going to go into the admin portal and show you the settings that you need to configure there, because it got a bit confusing for me. So to do your forwarding rule within your Outlook account, So this is my Microsoft 365 admin account, admin.microsoft.com. This is all really familiar to you if you've been watching some of these videos now, or should be all familiar to you if you have been watching my videos for a while now. You'll know that I blur out private and sensitive information. So if you see things blurred out, it really is just stuff that shouldn't be displayed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how a user will set up forwarding. And then I'm going to show you what you need to set up within your 365 admin center to make this all happen. So rather than work first of all in the admin center, I'm going to go into my Outlook account and I'm going to act like I am a normal user. So a normal user will come into their Outlook account and go, I want to forward emails. They'll come up here to the settings cog on the top right-hand corner of the menu bar. And that brings up our settings panel. And then in the settings panel, in the second column, you'll see you've got a forwarding option. You click on forwarding. It is by default turned off because we're not forwarding. We don't forward emails by default. But if we want to, we click on enable forwarding and we put in the address that we want. Now, you have the ability to keep a copy of the forwarding messages, or you can say, turn it off. I always keep a copy in my inbox. Okay, that way I know what's come in, and if I get stuck, I can always come back to my M365 inbox and find them if they get lost in my other email. Now, if you're getting a lot of emails in and they're just junk and you just don't want to keep them, I would turn that off. In this case, I just want to turn email forwarding on. This is going to forward all of my emails to this address that I've put in here. So save, that's saved now. If I turn that off and if I go back in and we just double check it, we're enabled. This isn't enough, however. I have found that even with email forwarding on here, my emails aren't getting through and it really, really confused me. So we're going to get back to our admin panel and we're going to go into our active users. We're going to look at ACL. We're going to look at my email address. We're going to go to the Mail tab. And we've got, you'll notice here now we've got email forwarding and it's been applied and we can manage our email forwarding. This tells me that all of my emails are being forwarded to this email box. So in my admin, I can see it as well. So I can double check it from, as a user, you're not going to be able to do this. You'll need to get your mail admin to check it for you. But I can see it's being forwarded. This was all looking good to me. It still was not working. Really, really frustrating stuff. Here's what you need to know. From your admin panel, come all the way down to the security. Under admin centers, look for security. Click on that. Got to remember where it is. Microsoft is a great product. I just find it's quite tedious in terms of what we need to do. Under security, we come down to policies and rules. Got to remember where all this stuff is. Under policies and rules, we go to threat policies. Nope, we don't go to threat policies, my bad. Under policies and rules, we go to threat policies, and then we find anti-spam. Click on anti-spam, and we just wait for it to load. You'll see you've got 3 anti-spam policies that are actually configured on. These should always be on. What we want is the anti-spam outbound policy. I'm not going to go into any of the others. I'm just going to do this so that we can get mail forwarding working for our client, for our people. Under anti-spam outbound policy, we can edit a description. This is standard. This is what comes with Microsoft 365, M365. You'll see here that automatic forwarding is system controlled. Now, system controlled means that the heuristics, the intelligence within M365 will assess what's being forwarded and decide whether it should be forwarded or not. It is set to default to the hardest setting, to the most strictest setting, and it tends to stop everything. This is what I found this morning while I was testing this. So to fix this, we're going to go to Edit Protection Settings. And the forwarding rules here, where it says our automatic system controlled, we're going to change that to on. Forwarding is enabled. Now you'll notice here too, under notifications, you can actually set up a notification to tell you if someone is sending suspicious outbound messages or messages exceed the limits that you've set, or you can have a notice to say, notify these users if a sender is blocked due to sending outbound spam. I'm actually going to turn that off. I was testing this morning and I turned that on. If you're having trouble and you're getting someone you think sending a lot of spam, you can actually get your admin to set that up so that you can find out. Not something I'd recommend. The important thing is to get email forwarding working in Microsoft 365, we need to set this automatic forwarding rules to forwarding as enabled. On forwarding is enabled. You don't want to leave it as system controlled. Okay, give it a second. Yeah, sometimes it does that. And you just got to go in and resave it. You don't want to leave it to system controlled. You do want to leave it to automatic forwarding. That's done. Now you've done that and your user has set up their forwarding rule, or you have gone in through admin and set up their forwarding rule. So forwarding rules through the admin panel or forwarding rules through the Outlook client. Once you have set up your anti-spam rule and made sure that that is set to always on, forwarding is enabled, your users are going to be able to forward their messages as they need to. Hope that one's helpful. Let me come back, have a chat to you guys now. So I hope that one was helpful. It's a bit tricky. These products they're complex. They're very, very good products. They are designed to keep you as secure as possible and give you flexibility. Sometimes, though, as things change and the technology changes and the algorithms change, these rules, these settings change, and it's not always obvious where you need to be or go to see them. So I find it's sometimes helpful just to work through these things. Was this of use to you? Let me know, please. Leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this video. You can send me a DM on any of our social media channels. But honestly, if you want to get into these things, if you want to dig deeper and ask questions and you don't want to do a one-on-one with me and pay a consulting fee, come and join me in my locals community, askcharlylatham.locals.com. It's a cost-effective way, even free way of interacting with me if you want. All right, guys. If this has been useful to you, please like the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and find out when I drop more content. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlylatham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.